were there, young Harry Percy, and the Earl of Douglas, that ever valiant and approved Scot, at home did not where they did spend a sad and bloody hour. And he that brought this news in the very pride and heat of their contention did take course, uncertain of the issue anyway.
Ah, here's a dear and true industrious friend, Sir Walter Blunt, new lighted from his horse, which was that London in this seat of ours.
The Earl of Douglas is discomfited! 10,000 bold Scots, 22 knights both in their own blood did I myself see on Holden's place. A prisoner as Hotspur took Mortaigne, Earl of Fife, and elder son to beaten Douglas, and the Earls of Athos, Murray, Angus, and Menteith.
And is this not an honorable spoil? Ah, a gallant prize, that cousin, is it not? In faith, it is.
A conquest for a prince to boast of.
That makes me sad and makes me sing, and envy that my lord Northumberland should be the father of so blessed a son, whilst I, by looking on the praise of him, see riot and dishonor stain the brow of my young Harry. Oh, that it could be proved that some night-tripping fairy had exchanged in cradle clothes our children where they lay, and called mine Percy, his Plantagenet. But let him do my thoughts. What think you, cousin, this young Percy's pride? The prisoners which he in this adventure hath surprised, to his own use he keeps, and sends me word I shall have none, but Mordick, Earl of Fife.
This is his uncle's teaching. This is Worcester, malevolent to you in all aspects.
But I will send for both to answer this.
Good morrow. My lord.
Now, Hal! Hey, is it lad? Oh.
Thou art so fat with drinking of old sack, and accompanying me after supper, and sleeping upon benches in the afternoon. Thou hast forgotten the demand, that truly, which thou wouldest dream of. What the devil hast thou to do with the time of day, unless hours or cups of sack, minutes, capons, and the blessed sun himself, a fair hot wench in flame-colored taffeta? I see no reason why thou shouldest be so superfluous to demand the time of day.
Indeed, you come near me now, Hal, and for we that take purses go by the moon and 7 stars, oh, and not by Phoebus, he that wandering night so fair. Oh, and I prithee, sweet wag, when thou art king, as God save thy grace, majesty, I should call thee, for grace thou wilt have none.
What, none?
No, not so much as will serve to be a prologue to an egg and butter.
Well, how then? Come round me.
Marry then, sweet wag, when thou art king, let not us who are squires of the night's body be called thieves of the day's beauty. Let us be Diana's foresters, gentlemen of the shade, minions of the moon, and let men say that we be men of your government, being governed as the sea by our noble and chaste mistress, the moon, under whose countenance we steal.
Thou sayest well, and it holds well too, for the fortune of we, that are the moon's men, doth ebb and flow as the sea, being governed as the sea is by the moon. Now, in as low an ebb as the foot of the ladder, and by as high a ridge as the ridge of the gallows.
Oh, thou say'st true, lad. Oh, and is not my hostess of the tavern a most sweet wench?
Why, what pox have I to do with the hostess of the tavern?
Thou hast called her to a reckoning many a time and oft.
Did I ever call for thee to pay thy part?
No, I'll give thee thy due, and thou hast paid all there.
Yea, and elsewhere, so far as my coin would stretch.
Yea, and so used it that were it here apparent that thou art heir apparent. But, I prithee, sweet wag, shall there be gallows standing in England when thou art jumps with my humor as well as waiting in the court, I can tell you, I am as melancholy as a loved bed.
Or an old lion, or a lover's lute.
Yea, or the drone of the Lincolnshire bagpipe.
Or the melancholy mortgage.
Oh, thou hast the most unsavory similes, and art indeed the most comparative, rascaliest, sweet young operator. But Hal, I prithee, trouble me no more with vanity. I would to God thou and I knew where a commodity of good names could be bought. An old lord of the council rated me the other day in the street about you, sir, but I marked him not. And yet he talked very wisely, but I regarded him not. And yet he talked wisely, and in the street too.
Thou didst well. For wisdom cries out in the streets, and no man regards it.
Oh, thou hast damnable iteration, and art indeed able to corrupt the saint. Thou hast done much harm unto me, Hal. Heaven forgive thee for it. But before I knew thee, Hal, I knew nothing. And now am I, if man should speak truly, little better than one of the wicked. Oh, I must give over this life. Then I will give it over, and I do not. I am a villain. I'll be damned for never a king's son in Christendom.
Where shall we take purse tomorrow, Jack?
Well, where thou wilt add on me one, and I do not, call me villain and baffle me.
I see good amendments of life for me. From praying to purse taking.
Why, 'tis my vocation, Hal. 'Tis no sin for a man to labor in his vocation.
Ah, good morrow, Ned.
Good morrow, sweet Hal. What says Monsieur Remorse? What says Sir John Sack and Sugar Jack? How grieves the devil in thee about thy soul, which thou soldest him on Good Friday last for a cup of Madeira? It's a cold keeping's leg.
Sir John stands to his word. The devil shall have his bargain.
Then art thou damned for keeping thy word with the devil?
Elsie, we're damned cousining the devil.
But my lads, tomorrow morning by 4 o'clock early at Gad's Hill, there are pilgrims going to Canterbury with rich offerings, and traders riding to London with fat purses. If you will go, I will stop your purses full of crowns. If you will not, tarry at home and be hanged.
Hal, wilt thou make one?
Who? I rob? I a thief? Not I.
There's neither manhood, honesty, nor good fellowship in thee, nor camest thou not from the blood royal, if thou darest not stand for 10 shillings.
Well, once in my life I'll be a madcap.
Oh, that's well said.
Well, come it will, I'll tarry at home.
I'll be a traitor then when thou art king.
I care not.
Sir John, I prithee leave the prince and me alone. I will lay him down such reasons for this adventure that he shall go.
Well, mayst thou have the spirit of persuasion, and he the ears of profiting, that what thou speakest may move. Farewell.
Now, my good, sweet, high lord, ride with us tomorrow. I have a jest to execute that I cannot manage alone. Falstaff, Bardolph, Peto, and Gad's Hill shall rob those men. Yourself and I will not be there. And when they have the booty, if you and I do not rob them, then cut this head from my shoulders.
But how shall we part with them and setting forth?
Why, we will set them before or after them, and appoint them a place of meeting wherein it is at our pleasure to fail. Then will they adventure upon the exploit themselves, which they shall have no sooner achieved, but will set upon them.
Ah, but 'tis like they will know us to be ourselves.
Tut! Our horses they shall not see, I'll tie them in the woods. Our masks we will change after we leave them. And sirrah, I have cases of buckram for the knots and mask our note outward garments.
But I fear they will be too much for us.
Well, for 3 of them, I know them to be as true-bred cowards as ever turned back. And for the 4th, if he fight longer than he sees fit, a halt for swear arms. The virtue of this jest will be the incomprehensible lies this fat rogue will tell us when we meet at supper.
Well, I'll go with you. Meet me here tomorrow night.
Farewell, my lord.
I know you all, and will a while uphold the unyoked humor of your idleness. Yet, herein I will imitate the sun, who, doth permit the base contagious clouds to smother up his beauty from the world, that when he please again, to be himself, being wanted, he may be more wondered at, by breaking through the foul and ugly mists of vapors that did seem to strangle him. If all the year were playing holidays, to sport would be as tedious as to work, but when they seldom come, they wished for come, and nothing pleaseth but rare accidents, so when this loose behavior I throw off, my reformation, glittering o'er my fault, shall show more goodly and attract more eyes than that which hath no foil to set it off. I'll so offend to make offense a skill, redeeming time when men think least I will.
My blood hath been too cold and temperate, and apt to stir at these indignities, and you have found me for accordingly. You tread upon my patience. But be sure, I will from henceforth rather be myself, mighty and to be feared, than my condition which hath been smooth as oil, soft as young down, and therefore lost the title of respect which the proud soul ne'er pays but to the proud.
Our house, my sovereign liege, little deserves the scourge of greatness to be used on, and that same greatness too, which our own hands have helped to make so important.
My lord, listen, get thee gone! For I do see danger and disobedience in thine eye. You have good leave to leave us. When we need your use and your counsel, we shall send for you. You were about to speak.
Yea, my good lord. Those prisoners in your highness's name demanded, which Harry Percy here at Holmdon took, were, as he says, not with such strength denied as was delivered to your majesty. Either envy, therefore, or misprision was guilty of this fault, and not my son.
My liege, I did deny no prisoners. But I remember when the fight was done, when I was dry with rage and extreme toil, breathless and faint, leaning upon my sword, came there a certain lord, neat and trimly dressed, fresh as a bridegroom, and his chin new reaped, showed like a stubble land at harvest home. He was perfumed like a milliner, and twixt his finger and his thumb, he held a pouncet box, which ever and anon he gave his nose and took away again, who therewith angry when it next came there, took it and snuffed, and still he smiled and talked, and as the soldiers bore dead bodies by, he called them untaught knaves, unmannerly, to bring a slovenly unhandsome corpse betwixt the wind and his nobility. With many holiday and lady turns, he questioned me, among the rest, demanded my prisoners in your majesty's behalf. I then all smarting with my wounds being cold to be so pestered with a popinjay. Out of my grief and my impatience, answered neglectingly, I know not what, that he should or should not so, for he made me mad to see him shine so brisk and smell so sweet and talk like a waiting gentlewoman. And gods and drums and wounds, God save the mark. Oh, and telling me that but for these vile guns, he would himself have been a soldier. This bald, unjointed chat of his, my lord, made me to answer indirectly, as I said. And I beseech you, let not this report come current for an accusation betwixt my love and your high majesty.
The circumstance considered, good my lord, whatever Harry Percy then had said to such a person and in such a place, at such a time with all the rest retold, may reasonably die and never rise to do him wrong, or any way impeach what then he said, so he unsay it now.
Why, yet he doth deny his prisoners. But with proviso and exception, that we at our own charge shall ransom straight his brother-in-law, the foolish mortal, who in my soul hath willfully betrayed the lives of those that he did lead to fight against the great magician, damned Glendower, whose daughter, as we hear, the Earl of March hath lately married. Shall our coffers, then, be emptied to redeem a traitor home? No. On the barren mountain let him start. I shall never hold that man my friend, whose tongue shall ask me for one penny cost to ransom whole revolted mortal.
Revolted mortal! He never did fall off, my sovereign liege, but by the chance of war, but let him not be slain for gold.
Does you speak of Mortimer? Send us your prisoners with the speediest means, or you will hear in such a kind from me as will displease ye. My lord Northumberland, we license your departure with your son. Send us your prisoners, or you'll hear of it.
And if the devil come and roar for them, I will not send them! I will not restrain and tell them so, for I will ease my heart, although it be with hazard of my head.
What? Drunk with color? Stay and pause a while. Here comes your uncle.
Speak of Mortimer? Yes, I will speak of him, and let my soul want mercy if I do not join with him. In his behalf, I'll empty all these veins and shed my dear blood drop by drop in the dust. But I will raise the downtrodden Mortimer as high in the air as this unthankful king, as this ingrate and cankered Bolingbroke.
Brother, the king hath made your nephew mad.
Who struck up this heap after I was gone?
He will forsooth have all my prisoners. But when I urged the ransom once again of my wife's brother, then his cheek looked pale, and on my face he turned an eye of death, trembling even at the name of Mortimer.
I cannot blame him. Was Mortimer not proclaimed by Richard that dead is the next of blood?
He was. I heard the proclamation. And then it was when the unhappy king, whose wrongs in us got pardoned, did return to be deposed and shortly murdered.
And for whose death we in the world's wide mouth live scandalized and foully spoken of.
But soft, I pray you, did King Richard then proclaim my wife's brother Mortimer heir to the crown?
He did. Myself did hear it.
Nay, then I cannot blame his cousin king that wished him on the barren mountain starved. But shall it for shame be spoken in these days, or fill up chronicles in time to come, that men of your nobility and power did gauge them both in an unjust behalf, to put down Richard, that sweet, lovely rose, and plant this thorn, this cankered Bolingbroke? And shall it in more shame be further spoken if you are fooled, discarded, and shook off by him, for whom these shames he underwent? No! Yet time serves, wherein you may restore yourselves into the good thoughts of the world again. Revenge the jeering and disdain contempt of this proud king. Therefore I say,
Peace, cousin, say no more. And your quick conceiving discontents all lead to matter deep and dangerous.
send danger from the east unto the west, and an honored prophet from the north to the south, and let him grapple. The blood must urge to rouse the lion and to start a hare.
Imagination of some great exploit drives him beyond the bounds of patience.
Good cousin, give me audience for a while and list to me
I cry you mercy.
those same noble stocks that are your prisoners.
I'll keep them all. By him he shall not have a Scot of them. Nay, if a Scot would save his soul, he shall not.
You start away and lend no ear unto my purposes. Those prisoners you shall keep.
Nay, I will. That's flat. He said he would not ransom Mortimer, forbade my tongue to speak of Mortimer. But I will find him when he lies asleep, and in his ear, I will murder! Nay, I'll have a starling shall be taught to speak, nothing but Mortimer, and give it to him.
Hear you, cousin, a word?
All studies here I solemnly defy, save how to gall and pitch this Bolingbroke. And that same sword and buckler Prince of Wales. But that I think his father loves him not, and would be glad he met with some mischance. How would I have him poisoned with a pot of ale?
Farewell, kinsman. I'll talk to you when you're better tempered to attend.
What a wasp-tongued, impatient fool art thou! Thine thine ears no tongue but thine own.
Why, look you, I am whipped and scourged with rods, nettled and stung with pismires when I hear of this vile politician Bolingbroke. In Richard's time, what do you call the place? A plague upon it. It is in Gloucestershire.
At Berkeley Castle,
You say true. 'Twas where I first bowed my knee unto this king of smiles, this Bolingbroke. Why would a candy deal with courtesy, the spawning greyhound that did profit me? Ugh, the devil takes such cousiners! God forgive me. Good uncle, tell your tale, for I have done.
Nay, if you have not, do it again. We'll stay your leisure.
I've done it.
Then once more your Scottish prisoners. Deliver them up without their ransom straight, and make the Douglas son your only mean for powers in Scotland. You then, my brother, your son in Scotland, being thus employed, shall secretly into the bosom creep of the Archbishop of York, who bears hard his brother's death by order of the king.
I smell it. Upon my life, it looks wondrous well.
And 'tis no little reason bids us speed, for bear ourselves even as we can the king. We'll always think him in our debt, and we think ourselves unsatisfied till he hath found a time to pay us home. And see already how he doth begin to make us strangers to his looks of love.
He does. He does. We'll be revenged on him.
Present farewell, and no further boldness than I by letters shall direct your course.
Farewell, good brother. We shall thrive, I trust. Uncle, adieu. Oh, let the hours be short, till fields and blows and groans applaud our sport.
Come, shelter, shelter! I have removed Falstaff's horse, and he frosts like a gun of velvet!
Stand close. Boys. Boys. Get behind, boys!
Peace, fat kidney rascal! What a brawl you must thou keep!
What, boys? Oh, Hal.
He went to the top of the hill. I'll go seek him.
I am accursed to robbers and thieves' company. That rascal hath removed my horse and tied him, I know not where. If I travel but 4 foot by the square further afoot, I shall break my wind. Oh, well, I doubt not but to die a fair death for all this, if I escape hanging for killing that rogue. I have forsworn his company, yet I am bewitched with the rogue's company. Boys, a plague upon you both! Bardolph, Pito. Oh, I'll starve out there, I'll rob a foot further. And 'twere not as good a deed as to drink, to turn true man and to leave these rogues. I am the veriest varlet that ever chewed with a tooth. 8 yards of uneven ground is 70 miles afoot with me. And the stony-hearted villains know it well enough. A plague upon when thieves cannot be true unto another. Oh, a plague upon you all. Give me my horse, you rogues. Give me my horse and be hanged.
Peace, you fat guts! Lie down. Lie thine ear close to the ground, and list if thou can hear the tread of travelers.
Have you any letters to lift me up again, me down? I'll not bear mine own flesh so far afoot again for all the coin in thy father's exchequer. What a plague mean ye to colt me thus?
Thou liest. Thou art not colted. Thou art uncolted.
I pray thee, the good Prince Hal, help me to my horse, good king's son.
Out, you rogue. Shall I be your ostler?
Go hang thyself in thine own heir-apparent garters. If I be tame, I'll peach for this. Ooh, yeah. And I have not ballads made on ye all and sung to filthy tunes. Let a cup of sap be my poison. So I do against my will.
Bardolph, what news?
Casey, on with your visitors. This money of the king's coming down the hill. It's going to the king's exchequer.
Oh, you lie, you rogue. 'Tis going to the king's tavern.
There's enough to make us all.
To be hanged.
You 4 shall front them off in the narrow lane. Ned and I will walk lower. If they escape from your encounter, then they light on us.
But how many be of them?
Some 8 or 10.
Will they not rob us?
What? A coward? Sir John Paunch.
Indeed, I am not John of Gaunt, your grandfather, but yet no coward, Hal.
We'll leave that to the proof.
Masters, happy man be his goal, say I. Every man to his business.
I'm happy this evening, I do say. The horseman moves around here. Hey, come, neighbor. The boys are leading our horses down the hill. Let us walk over the line and ease our legs.
There's no more valor in that poins than in a wild duck.
other. Away, good Ned, falls down, sweats to death.
And Lord moving earth as he walks along.
Oh, were it not for laughing, I should pity him.
How the road roared!
But for my own parts, my lord, I could be well contented to be there in respect of the love I bear your house. He could be contented, why is he not then? In respect of the love he bears our house, he shows us he loves his own barn better than he loves our house. Let me see some more. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. By that certain. 'Tis dangerous to take a cold, to sleep, to drink. But I tell you, my lord, fool, out of this nettle, danger, we pluck this flower, safety. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. The friends you have named uncertain, the time itself unsorted, and your whole plot too light for the counterpoise of so great an opposition. Say you so, say you so. I say to you again, you are a shallow, cowardly hind, and you lie! What a lack brain is this? I protest, our plot is as good a plot as ever was laid. Our friends true and constant, a good plot, good friends, and full of expectation. An excellent plot, very good friends. Have I not all their letters to meet me in arms by the 9th of the next month? What a frosty spirited rogue is this? By this hand, if I were now by this rascal, I could brain him with his lady's bear. Is there not my father, my uncle, and myself, Lord Edmund Mortimer, my Lord of York, and Owen Glendower? Oh, is there not besides the Douglas? And are not some of them set forward already? What a coward rascal is this? Huh. You shall see now a very sincerity of fear and cold heart will heed to the king and lay open all our proceedings. Ah, I can defy myself and go to puppets, removing such a dish of skimmed milk with so honorable an action. Hang him. Let him tell the king we are prepared. I will set forwards tonight. How now, Kate? I must leave you within these 2 hours.
Oh, my good lord, why are you thus alone? For what offense have I this fortnight been a banished woman from my Harry's bed? Come, sweet lord, what is that taste from thee, thy stomach? Pleasure, and thy golden sleep? Why dost thou bend thine eyes upon the earth, and start so often when thou sitst alone? In my faint slumbers I by thee have watched, and heard thee murmur tales of iron wars, speak terms of manage to thy bounding steed, cry courage to the field, and thou hast talked of prisoners ransomed, and of soldiers slain, and all the current of a heady fight. Thy spirit within thee hath been so at war, and thus hath so bestirred thee in thy sleep, that beads of sweat that stood upon thy brow, like bubbles in a lake disturbed stream. And in thy face strange motions have appeared, such as we see when men restrain their breath on some great sudden haste. Oh, what portents are these? Some heavy business hath my lord in hand, and I must know it, else he loves me not.
What ho! Hath Butler brought those horses from the sheriff?
One horse, it is even now.
What horse? A roan, a crop ear, is it not?
Aye, it is, me lord.
That roan shall be my throne. Esperance, bid Butler lead him forth into the park.
But hear you, my lord.
What sayest thou, my lady?
What is it carries you away?
Why, my horse, my love, my horse.
Go out, you madhead, anyone! A weasel hath not to deal with spleen as you are tossed with. In sooth, I'll know your business, Harry, that I will. I fear my brother Mortimer does stir about his title, and hath sent for you to line his enterprise. But if you go...
So far afoot, I shall be weary, love.
Oh, come, you parakeeto. Answer me directly unto this question that I shall ask. Oh, indeed, I'll break thy little finger, Harry. Oh, not tell me.
Obey, you trifler! Love, I love thee not. I care not for thee, Kate. This is no world to play with mammoths and to tilt with lips. We must have bloody noses and cracked crowns, and pass them currents too. Godspeed my horse! What sayest thou, Kate? What wouldst thou have with me?
Do you not love me? Do you not indeed? Nay, tell me thou speakst in jest or no.
Come, wilt thou see me ride? And when I am on horseback, I will swear I love thee infinitely. But hark you, Kate, I must not have you you henceforth question me. I know you wise, and for secrecy no lady closer. For I will believe thou wilt not utter what thou dost not know, and so far I trust thee, gentle Kate.
How so far?
Not an inch further. But hark you, Kate. Whither I go, thither shall you go too. Today will I set forth, tomorrow you. Will this content you, Kate?
It must, of course.
Where has been had?
Sirrah, I am sworn brother to a rash of bartenders, and we call them by their names. They take it already upon their confidence that though I be but Prince of Wales, yet I am king of courtesy, telling me flatly, I am no proud jack like Falstaff, but a lad of mettle. And when I am king of England, I shall command all the good lads in East Cheap. To conclude, I am so good a proficient, I can drink with any tinker in his language during my life.
My lord, old Sir John and half a dozen more are at the door. Shall I let them in?
Shall we be married?
As merry as crickets, my lad.
Call in ribs, call in tallow.
Welcome, Jack. Where hast thou been?
A plague of all cowards, I say, and a vengeance too. Marry and amen. Give me a cup of sack. A plague of all cowards. Give me a cup of sack, you rogue! Is there no virtue extant?
Oh, didst thou ever see a pitiful-hearted Titan? Behold that compound.
Ah, you rogue! Here's water in that sack, too! There is nothing but roguery to be found in villainous man, but a coward is worse than a cup of sack with water. Oh, villainous coward! Oh, go thy ways, old Jack. Oh, die when thou wilt. If manhood, good manhood, be not forgot upon the face of the earth, then am I a shocking herring. There is not 3 good men left unhanged in England, and one of them is fat. It grows old. God help the while, a bad world, I say. The plague of all cowards, I say still.
How now, Woolsack? What mutter you?
A king's son. If I do not beat thee out of thy kingdom with a dagger of blade and drive all thy subjects before thee like a flock of wild geese, I'll never wear hair on my face more. You, Prince of Wales.
You are some ground man. What's the matter?
Are you not a coward? Answer me to that, and poise there.
Ye fat punch, ye call me coward, I'll stab you.
Well, I call thee coward. I'll see thee damned ere I call thee coward. But I would give 1,000 pounds. I could run as fast as thou canst. Oh, you are straight enough at the shoulders. You care not who seize your back. Call you that backing of your friends? A plague upon such backing! Give me them that will face me! Give me a cup of sack. I don't know if I drunk today.
Oh, villain, thy lips are scarce white since thou drunkst last.
All's one for that. A plague of all cowards still, say I.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Here be 4 of us have ta'en 1,000 pounds this morning.
Where is it, Jack? Where is it?
Oh, where is it? Taken from us 100 upon poor 4 of us.
What? 100 man?
I am a rogue if I were not at half sore with a dozen of them 2 hours together. I have escaped by miracle. I am 8 times thrust through the doublet, 4 through the hose. My buckler cut through and through, my sword hacked like a handsaw. Ecce signum! Oh, I never dealt better since I was a man. A plague of all cowards! Let them speak. If they speak more or less than truth, they are villains and the sons of darkness.
Speak, sirs. How was it?
We 4 set upon some dozen,
16 at least, my lord.
and bound them.
No, they were not bound.
You wrote they were bound, every man of them.
As we were sharing, some fresh men set upon us.
And unbound the rest, and then come in the other.
What? Fought ye with them all?
All? Ooh, I know not what you call all, but if I fought not with 50 of them, I am a bunch of radish. If it were not 2 or 3 and 50 upon poor old Jack, then am I no two-legged creature.
Pray heaven, you have not murdered some of them.
Nay, that's past praying for. I have peppered 2 of them. 2, I am sure I have paid 2 rogues in buckram suits. And I tell thee what now. If I tell thee that I spit in my face, call me horse, thou knowest my own word. Here I lay, and thus I bore my point. 4 rogues in buckram that deride me.
2. Thou saidst 2, even now.
4? I told thee 4.
Aye, you said 4.
These 4 came in all front, and made me thrust at me. I made me no more ado, but took their 7 points in my target.
Why,
Thus
7? There were but 4 even now.
7 by these hilts, or I am a villain else.
Prithee, let him alone. We shall have more anon.
Dost thou hear me, Hal?
I mark thee too, Jack.
Do so, for it is worth the listening to. And these 9 in buckram that I told thee of
So 2 more already.
began to give me ground. Oh, but I followed me close, came in foot and hand, and with a thought, 7 of the 11 I paid.
Oh, monstrous! 11 buckram men grown out of 2.
But as the devil would have it, 3 misbegotten knaves in Kendall green came at my back and the cry of me. Oh, for it was so dark, Hal, thou couldst not see thy hand.
Oh, Bill! If how couldst thou see these men in Kendall Green when it was so dark thou couldst not see thy hand? Come, give us your reason. What sayest thou to this?
Come, your reason, Jack. Your reason.
What? Upon compulsion? Down that I would Strapano or all the racks in the world, I would not tell you on compulsion. What, give you a reason on compulsion? If reasons were as plentiful as blackberries, I would give no man a reason upon compulsion.
I'll no longer be guilty of this sin, this sanguine coward, this bed presser, this horseback breaker, this huge tail of flesh.
You starling, you elf skin, you dried meat's tongue, you bull's pill. Stop it! Oh, your breath to utter what is like thee. You tail and rod. See, you both case, you vile standing cotton.
Well, read the while. And when thou hast tired thyself in base comparisons, hear me speak with this.
Mark, Jack.
We 2 saw you 4 set on 3 and were masters of their will. Mark now how a plain tale shall set you down. Then we 2 set on you 4 and with a word outfaced you from your prize and have it, yet in consortia here in the house, and Jack, you carried your guts away and ran and roared for mercy as ever I heard bull calf. What a slave art thou, to have thy sword as thou hast done, and say it was in a fight. What trick, what device, what starting hole canst thou now find to hide thee from this open and apparent shame?
Come, let's hear, Jack. What trick hast thou now?
By the Lord, I knew ye. As well as he that saved me. But hear you, my master. Was it for me to kill the heir of
content, and the argument shall be thy running away.
Oh, no more of that, Hal, and thou lovest me.
Oh, yes, my lord the prince.
How now, mistress, what sayest thou to me?
Marry, my lord, there was a nobleman of the court at door to speak with you. He says he comes from your father.
Oh, bid him good morrow and send him back again to my mother.
What manner of man is he?
An old man.
What the grab me out of his bed at midnight? Shall I give him his answer?
Prithee do, Jack.
Faith, and I'll send him packing.
Now, sirs, you are lions too. You ran away upon instinct. You shall not touch the true prince. No fine.
Faith I ran when I saw others run.
Tell me now, in earnest, how came Falstaff's sword so hacked?
Why, he hacked it with his dagger, and said he would swear truth out of England, but he would make you believe it was done in fight, and persuaded us to do the like.
Yea, and tickle our noses with spear grafts to make them bleed, and beslope our garments with it and swear it was the blood of true men.
I blush to hear of his monstrous devices. Oh, here comes Lean Jack. Here comes Barebone. How now, my sweet creature of bombast? Tell me, Jack, how long is it ago since thou sawest thine own knee?
My own knee? Why, when I was about thy years, Hal, though I was no eagle's talon in the waist, that I could have crept into any alderman stammering. A plague of sighing and grief, oh, it blows a man up like a bladder. There is a villainous news abroad, and here was the message from your father. You must go to court in the morning. That same mad fellow of the north, of Percy, and he of Wales, that swore the devil is true liegeman. No, what a plague you call him.
Oh, Glendower.
Owen the same, and his son-in-law Mortimer, and old Northumberland, and the sprightly Scot of Scots Douglas that runs a horseback up a hill perpendicular. Well, he is there too. Worcester is stolen away by night, that I thought his hair was turned white with the news. But tell me, Hal, art not thou horrible afeard? Thou being heir, could the world pick me out 3 such enemies again as that fiend Douglas, that spirit Percy, and that devil Glendower? Art not thou horrible afraid?
Not a whit. I lack some of thy instinct. I fear me not that spirit Percy, that gallant Hotspur of the north, though he does kill me some 6 or 7 dozen Scotch before breakfast.
Well, thou wilt be horrible chid tomorrow when thou comest to thy father. If thou do love me, practice an answer.
Do thou stand for my father and examine me upon the particulars of my life?
Shall I? Content! Oh, this chair shall be my state, this dagger my scepter, and this cushion my crown. Give me a cup of sack, that I may make mine eyes look red. Oh, it may be thought I have wept, for I must speak in passion, and I will do it in King Cambyses' vein.
Well, here is my leg.
And here is my speech. Stand aside, Robin Hood.
This is excellent sport, you may.
Weep not, sweet queen, for trickling tears of vain.
Oh, the father, how he holds his countenance.
For God's sake, lords, convey my trustful queen, for 'tis to stop the floodgates of her eye.
Oh, rare, he does it as like one of these parliamentary players has ever seen.
Peace, good tight God, peace, good tickle brain. Harry, I do not only marvel at where thou spendest thy time, but how thou art accompanied. Thou art my son. I have partly thy mother's word, partly my opinion, but chiefly a villainous trick of thine eye and a foolish hanging of thy nether lip that doth warrant me. If then being son to me here lieth the point, why, being son to me art thou so pointed at? Shall the son of England prove a thief and take purses? A question to be asked. There is a thing, Harry, which thou hast often heard of, which is known to many in our land by the name of pitch. This as ancient writers do report, doth defile, so doth the company thou keepest. And yet, there is a virtuous man whom I have often noted in thy company, but I know not his name.
What manner of man, and it like your majesty?
Why, a goodly, portly man, a cheerful look, and a most noble character, and I think his age some 50, or I a lady, inclining to 60. And now I remember me, his name is Falstaff. If that man should be lewdly given, he deceives me. For Harry, I see virtue in his looks. If then the tree may be known by the fruit, as the fruit by the tree, then peremptorily I speak it, there is virtue in that Falstaff. Him keep with, the rest banish. And tell me now, thou noctava, let's tell me, where hast thou been this month?
Do thou speak like a king? Stand for my father, and I'll play.
Depose me? Oh, and thou dost it have so gravely, so majestically, both in word and matter, hang me up by the heels for a rabbit sucker.
Well, here I am set.
And here I stand, judge my masters.
Harry, whence come you?
My noble lord, from East Cheap.
The complaints I hear of thee are grievous.
If ain't my lord, they are false.
Swearest thou, ungracious boy? Henceforth ne'er look on me. Thou art violently carried away from grace. There's a devil haunts thee, and the likeness of a fat old man. Why dost thou converse with that huge cloak bag of guts with pudding in its belly? Reverend vice, that great iniquity, that father ruffian, wherein is he good but to taste sack and drink it? Wherein neat and cleanly but to carve a capon and eat it? Wherein cunning but in craft? Wherein crafty but in villainy? Wherein villainous but in all things? Wherein worthy but in nothing?
I would your grace would take me with you. Whom means your grace?
That abominable misleader of youth, Falstaff!
My lord, the man I know.
I know thou dost.
But to say I know more harm in him than in myself, or to say more than I know, that he is old, the more the pity his white hairs do witness it. If sack and sugar be a fault, then heaven help the wicked. If to be old and married be a sin, then many an old host I know is dead. If to be fat be to be hated, why, then Pharaoh's lean kin are to be loved? No, my lord. Banish Peter. Banish Mardolf. Banish Boyne. But for sweet Jack Falstaff, the kind Jack Falstaff, the true Jack Falstaff, the valiant Jack Falstaff, and therefore more valiant, being as he is old Jack Falstaff. Oh, banish not him thy Harry's company. Banish not him thy Harry's company. Banish plump Jack and banish all the world.
I do. I will. Open up, I open to the Lord Chief Justice.
My lord, the Lord Chief Justice with the most monstrous soldiers is at the door!
Out, you rogue and play out the play. I have much to say in behalf of that Falstaff.
They are come to search
lovely lady wife. Thy tongue makes Welsh as sweet as ditties highly penned, sung by a fair queen in summer's bower.
Cupcakes, I'll have your song too.
Not mine, good sooth.
Not yours in good sooth. You swear like a comfort maker's wife.
I will not sing. Ah! Go, ye giddy goose!
There will be a world of watershed upon the parting of your wives.
With all my heart I'd sit and hear her sing. But this time must our plans, I think, be drawn. The promises are fair, the parties sure, and our induction full of prosperous hope.
Lord Mortimer and Cousin Glendower, will you sit down? Ah, Uncle Worcester of Lagopides. I forgot the map.
No, here it is. Say it, Cousin Percy, say it good. Cousin Hotspur. For by that name, as oft as your monarch doth speak of you, his cheeks look pale. And with the rising side, he wisheth you in heaven.
And you in hell, as oft as he hears Owen Glendower spoke of.
I cannot blame him. At my nativity, the front to heaven was full of fiery ships, burning cressets. At my birth, the frame and foundation of the earth shamed like a coward.
Why, so it would have done in the same season, if your mother's cat had but kittened, though yourself had never been born.
I say, the earth did shake when I was born.
And I say the earth was not of my mind, if you suppose it's fearing you, it shook.
The heavens were all on fire. The earth did tremble.
Oh, when the earth shook to see the heavens on fire, and not in fear of your nativity.
Cousin, many men I do not bear these crosses. Give me leave to tell you once again that at my birth, the front to heaven was full of fiery ships. Oh, the ghosts ran from the mountains, the herds were strangely clamorous to the bright fields. These signs have marked me extraordinary. And all the courses of my life do show I am not in the role of common men.
I think there's no man speaks better Welsh. I'll to dinner.
Peace. Cousin Percy, you will make him mad. I can call spirits from the estate.
Why, so can I, or so can any man. But will they come when you do call for them?
Why? Cousin, to command the devil.
And I can teach thee, cousin, to shame the devil by telling truth. Tell truth and shame the devil.
Come, no more of this unprofitable chat. Come, here is the map. Shall we divide our right according to threefold over Cain? The Archdeacon has divided it into 3 limits, very equally. Tomorrow, Cousin Percy, you and I, my good Lord of Worcester, will set forth to meet your father in the Scotch Powers, as is pointed us in Shrewsbury. My father Glendower is not ready yet, nor shall we need his help these 14 days. In that space, you may have drawn together your tenants, friends, and neighboring gentlemen. The moon shines fair. You may away by night break with your wives and the wash your heads. I am afraid my daughter will run mad, so much she doted upon her Mortimer. Hi, Cousin Percy, how you cross my father?
I cannot choose. Sometimes he angers me with telling me of Merlin and his prophecies and of a dragon.
I tell you, he holds your temper in high respect, and curbs himself even of his natural scope when you do cross it. Faith, he does.
In faith, my lord, you are too willful blame, and since coming hither, have done enough to put him quite beside his patience. You must needs learn, Lord, to amend this fault.
Well, I am schooled. Good manners be your speed. Here be our wives, and let us take our leave.
Oh. This is the deadly spite that angers me. My wife can speak no English. I know Welsh.
My liege.
How am I to have a man so bold that dared do justice on my proper son?
Thank you.
I know not whether heaven will have it so, for some displeasing service I have done, that in his secret doom, out of my blood he'll breed revengement and a scourge for me, to punish my miscreditors. Tell me else. Could such barren pleasure and rude society as thou art matched withal, and grafted too, so hold their level with thy princely heart?
Your Majesty, I could quit all offenses with this clear excuse, as well as I can purge many I am charged with all. Yet such extenuation, let me
Heaven pardon thee! Yet let me wonder, Harry, at thy appetites, which do hold a wing quite from the flight of all thy ancestors. Thy place in council thou hast rudely lost, which by thy younger brother is supplied. An art almost inalien to the hearts of all the court and princes of my blood. The hope and expectation of thy time is ruined, and the soul of every man prophetically do forethink thy fall. Had I so lavish of my presence been, so stale and cheap to vulgar company, opinion that did help me to the crown would have left me in reputeless banishment. The skipping king, he ambled up and down, mingled his royalty with carping fools, and in that very line, Harry, standest thou. For thou hast lost thy princely privilege with vile participation. Not an eye is but a weary of thy common sight. Save mine, which hath desired to see thee more.
I shall hereafter, my thrice gracious Lord, be more myself.
For all the world, as thou art to this hour, was Richard then. And even as I was then, is Percy now. Now by my scepter and my soul to boot, he hath more worthy interest to the state than thou. For being no more in debt to years than thou, he leads ancient lords and reverend bishops to bloody battle and bruising odds. And what say you this? Percy, Northumberland, Archbishop Douglas the Scot, Mortimer, capitulate against us and are up. But wherefore do I tell these news to thee? Why, Harry, do I tell thee of my foes, that art my nearest and dearest enemies? Thou that art like enough through vassal fear to fight against me under Percy's pain, to dog at his heels and curtsy at his frowns, to show how much thou art degenerate.
Do not think so. You shall not find it so. And heaven forgive them that so much hath swayed your Majesty's good thoughts away from me. I will redeem this on Percy's head, and in the closing of some glorious day, be bold and tell you, I am your son, and that shall be the day when Eric lights this gallant Hotspur, this all-praised knight, and your unthought of Harry chance to meet. Then I shall make this northern youth exchange his glorious deeds for my indignities. This, by the name of heaven, I promise here, the which, if I perform and do survive, I do beseech your Majesty may salve the long-grown wounds of my intemperature. If not, the end of life cancels all bans, and I will die 100,000 deaths, ere break the smallest parcel of this vow.
100,000 rebels die in this. Thou shalt have charge and sovereign trust herein. How now, good one, thy looks are full of speed.
So hath the business I come to speak of. Our friendly spies in Scotland hath sent word that Douglas and the English rebels met the 11th of this month at Shrewsbury. A mighty and fearful head they are, if promises be kept on every hand, as ever offered foul play in the state.
Our hands are full of business. That's a word.
Barnolf, am I not fallen away vilely? Do I not faint? Do I not dwindle?
Oh, my skin hangs about me like an old lady's loose gown. Oh, I am withered like an old apple john. Oh, well, I'll repent, and that suddenly while I am in some liking for I shall soon be out of strength, and will have no strength to repent. Company, villainous company, had been the spoil of me.
Why, you are so fretful, Sir John. You cannot live long.
Why, there is it. I was as virtuously given as a gentleman needs to be, virtuous enough, swore little, diced not above 7 times
A week
went to a bawdy house not above once in a quarter,
of an hour,
paid money that I borrowed,
3 or 4 times.
lived well and in good compass, and now I live out of all order, out of all compass.
Why, you are so fat, Sir John, that you must needs be out of all compass, Sir John.
Do thou amend thy face, and I'll amend my life. How now, Dame Partlet the hen? Have you inquired yet who picked my pockets?
Why, Sir John? What do you think, Sir John? Do you think I keep thieves in my house? I have searched. I have inquired man by man, servant by servant. The tithe of a hair was never lost in my house before.
You lie, hostess. Bardolph was shaved and lost many a hair. And I'll be sworn my pocket was picked. Go to, you are a woman. Ooh, go!
Who, I? No, I defy thee. God's light have never called such mine own house before.
Go to, I know you well enough.
No, Sir John. You do not know me, Sir John. I know you, Sir John. You owe me money, Sir John. With money lent you, and your diet, and your drinkings, 4 £20. And now you pick a quarrel to beguile me of it.
He had his part of it, let him pay.
Alas, he is poor. He hath nothing.
I'll not pay a penny. Now, shall I not take my ease in my inn, but I shall have my pocket picked? I have lost the seal ring of my grandfather, worth 40 marks.
I heard the prince tell him, I know not how oft, that ring was copper.
How? The prince is a jackass, a sneak cup, and if he were here, I would cuddle him like a dog if he should say so. How now, lad? Oh, excuse the wind in that door. Must we all march?
My lord, I pray you hear me.
What sayest thou to me, mistress, quickly?
Prithee, let her alone and listen to me.
What sayest thou to me, Jack?
The other night, I fell asleep here behind the arras and had my pocket picked. This house is turned bawdy house. They pick pockets.
What didst thou lose, Jack?
Wilt thou believe me, Hal? 3 or 4 bonds of 40 pound apiece and a seal ring of my grandfather's.
A trifle, a mere 8-penny matter.
So I told him, my lord, and I said, I heard your grace say so. And, my lord, he speaks most vilely of you like a foul-mouthed man that he is, and he said he would cuddle you.
What? He did not.
There's no womanhood in me else.
There's no more faith in thee than a stewed prune.
What doth man for saying so?
Thou sayest well, mistress, and he slanders thee most grossly.
So he doth you, my lord, and he said this other day, you owed him 1,000 pounds.
Sirrah, do I owe you 1,000 pounds?
1,000 pounds. A million. Thy love is worth 1,000,000. Thou owest me thy love.
And my lord, he called you Jack and said he would cuddle you.
Did I, Bardolph?
Indeed, Sir John, you said so.
Yea, if he said my ring were copper.
I say 'tis copper. Darest thou stand to thy word now?
Why, Hal, as thou art a man, thou know I darest. But as thou art the prince, I fear thee, as I fear the roaring of the lion's whelp.
And why not as the lion?
The king himself is to be feared as the lion. Dost thou think I'll fear thee as I fear thy father?
Oh, sirrah, there's no room for faith, truth, nor honesty in this bosom of thine. It is all filled with guts and midriff. Charge an honest woman with picking thy pockets?
Why, thou whoreson, impudent, embossed rascal, if there are anything in thy pockets but tavern reckonings, memorandums of bawdy houses, and one poor penny's worth of sugar candy, to make thee long-winded, I am a villain. But you stands to it. You will not park it up wrong. Art thou not ashamed?
Dost thou hear, Hal? Thou knowest in the state of innocency Adam fell, and what is poor Jack Falstaff to do in the days of villainy? Oh, thou seest I have more flesh than another man, and therefore more frailty. You confess then you picked my pocket.
It appears so by the story.
Hostess, I forgive thee. Go make ready breakfast. Look to thy servant. Cherish thy guest. Thou seest I am pacified. Stay, I pray thee, gone. Now, Hal, to the news at court for the robbery, lad. How is that answered?
Oh, my sweet beef, I must still be good angel to thee. The money is paid back again.
Oh, I do not like that paying back. 'Tis a double labor.
Well, I am good friends with my father and may do anything.
Who rob me the exchequer the first thing thou dost?
Yeah, do my lord!
I have procured thee, Jack, a charge of foot. We must to the wars.
I would have been men of horse and oh, for a fine thief of doers when you're thereabouts, I am heinously unprovided.
Meet me tomorrow in the temple hall at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There thou shalt receive thy charge, and there money in order for their furnishing. The land is burning. Percy stands on high, and either they or we must lower lie.
Rare words, brave world! Hostess, my breakfast, come. Oh, I could wish this tavern were my drum.
Your father's sickness is a maim to us.
A perilous gash, a very limb lopped off. And yet, in faith, it is not. His present want seems more than we shall find it.
We may boldly spend upon the hope of what is to come in.
But yet I would your father had been here. The quality and nature of our attempt brooks no division. It will be thought by some that know not why he is away, that wisdom, loyalty, and mere dislike of our proceedings kept the Earl from hence. And think how such an apprehension may breed a kind of question in our cause before not dreamt of.
You strain too far. I rather of his absence make this use. It lends a luster and more great opinion, a larger dare to our great enterprise than if the Earl were here. For men must think, if we without his help can make a head to push against the kingdom, with his help we shall overturn it topsy-turvy down. My cousin Vernon, welcome by my soul.
Pray God my news be worth a welcome, Lord. The king himself in person hath set forth, with strong and mighty preparation.
Where is his son, the nibble-footed madcap, Prince of Wales?
All furnished, all in arms.
They come like sacrifices in their trim. And to the fire-eyed maid of smoky ward, all hot and bleeding will we offer them. Oh, the Glendower will come.
There is more news. I learned in Worcester, as I rode along, he cannot draw his power this 14 days.
That's the worst tidings I could get.
Aye, by my faith, that bear a frosty sound.
What may the king's whole army reach us, sir?
To 30,000.
40 let it be. My father and Glendower being both away, the powers of us may serve so great a day. Come, let us take a muster speedily. Doomsday is near. Die all, die merrily!
If I be not ashamed of my soldiers, I am a soused girdant. I have misused the king's press damnably. I have got, in exchange of 150 soldiers, 300 and odd pounds. I pressed me none but good householders, yeomen's sons, inquire me out contracted bachelors, oh, such a commodity of warm slaves as had as lief hear the devil as a drum. I pressed me none but such toasts and butter, and they have bought out their services. And now my charge consists of slaves as ragged as Lazarus in the painted cloth, and such as indeed were never soldiers. Indeed, I had the most of them out of prison.
How now, Blown Jack? How now, Quills?
Oh, what now? How now, Medway? What a devil dost thou in Warwickshire? Ah, my good lord of Westmoreland, I cry you mercy. I thought your honor had already been at Shrewsbury.
Sir John, the king, I can tell you, looks for us all. We must all away tonight.
Tut, never fear me, I am as vigilant as a cat to steal cream.
I think to steal cream indeed, for that death hath already made thee butter. But, Jack, tell me, whose fellows are these that come after?
Mine, Hal, mine.
Why, I never saw such pitiful rascals.
Each man good enough to toss it. Food for powder, food for powder. They'll fill a pit as well as better. Mortal men, mortal men.
Well, sirrah, make haste. We must to the field.
What, is the king encamped? Well, to the latter end of a fray, and the beginning of a feast, fits a dull fighter, and a keen guest.
We'll fight with him tonight.
May not be.
You give him that advantage. Not a whit.
Why say you so? Looks he not for supplies?
So do we.
His is certain. Ours is doubtful.
Good cousin, be advised, stir not tonight.
It's not, my lord. You do not counsel them. You speak it to the fear and a cold heart. Do me no slander, Douglas. By my life. Let it be seen tomorrow, in the battle. Which of us fears? Yeah, or tonight. Content.
Tonight, say I.
Come, it may not be. I wonder much, being men of such great leading as you are, that you foresee not what impediments drag back our expedition. Certain horse of my cousin Vernon's are not yet come up. Your uncle Worcester's horse came but today, and now their pride and mettle is asleep, that not a horse is half the half of himself, and the horse of the king's exceedeth ours. For God's sake, cousin, stay till all come in.
I come with gracious offers from the king, if you vouchsafe me hearing and respect.
Welcome, Sir Walter Blunt, and would to God you were of our determination. Some of us love you well, and even though some envy your great deservings and good name.
And heaven defend. But still I should stand so. So long as out of limit and true rule, you stand against anointed majesty. But to my charge, the king hath sent to know the nature of your griefs. If that the king have any way your good deserts forgot, he bids you name your griefs, and with all speed you shall have your desires, with interest, and pardon absolute for yourself, and these, herein misled by your suggestion.
The king is kind, and well we know the king knows at what time to promise, when to pay. My father, my uncle, and myself did give him that same royalty he wears.
I came not to hear this.
Then to the point. To make all worse, he suffered his kinsman Mortimer, who is in every honorable place, indeed his king, to be engaged in Wales, there, without ransom till I forfeited, disgraced me in my happy victories, raided my uncle from the council board, enraged, dismissed my father from the court, broke we find too indirect for a long continuance.
Shall I return this answer to the king?
Not so, Sir Walter. We'll withdraw one. Go to the king, and let there be in pawn some surety for a safe return again. And in the morning early shall my uncle bring him our purpose. And so farewell.
Would you accept with grace and love?
As may be, so we shall.
Pray heaven you do.
How blood when the sun begins to clear above yon busky hill. The day looks pale as distemperature.
The southern wind foretells a tempest and blustering day.
Then with the losers let it sympathize. Nothing can seem foul to those that win. How now, my lord of Worcester? 'Tis not well that you and I should meet upon such terms as we now meet. You have deceived our trust. This is not well, my lord. This is not well.
Hear me, my liege, for I do protest I have not sought the day of this dislike.
You have not sought it. How comes it then?
Rebellion lay in his way, and he found it.
Peace, peace.
It pleased your majesty to turn your looks of favor from myself and all our house, and yet I must remember you, my lord. We were the first and dearest of your friends. It was myself, my brother, and his son that brought you home and boldly did out there the danger of the time. You swore to us that you had no purpose against this.
These things indeed you have articulated. Proclaimed at market crosses, read in churches, to face the garment of rebellion with some fine color that may please the eye of fickle changelings and poor discontents. And never yet did insurrection want such watercolors to paint his cause, nor moody beggars starving for a time of pell-mell havoc and confusion.
In both our armies, there is many souls shall pay full dearly for this encounter if once they join in trial. Tell your nephew, the Prince of Wales doth join with all the world and praise of Henry Percy. I do not think a greater gentleman, more daring or more bold, is now alive. For my part, I speak it to my shame. I have a truant bent to chivalry, so I hear he doth account me too. Yet this, before my father's majesty, I am content he will stake his great name and estimation, and to save blood on either side, try with me in a single fight.
And Prince of Wales, so dare we venture thee. Albeit, considerations infinite do make against it. No, good Worcester, no. We love our people well, even those we love that are misled upon your cousin's part. And will they accept the offer of our grace? Both he and they and you, yea, every man shall be my friend again, and I'll be his. So tell your cousin and bring word what he will do. So be gone. We will not now be troubled with reply. We are the fair. Take it advisedly.
It will not be accepted on my life.
Hence, therefore, let every leader to his charge. On their answer we will set upon them. God befriend us as our cause is just.
Now, if thou see me down in battle and bestride me so, it is a point of friendship.
Nothing but a colossus can do thee that friendship. Say thy prayers and farewell.
I would it were bedtime, Hal, and all well.
Why? Thou owest heaven to death.
'Tis not due yet. I would be loath to pay him before his day. What need I be so forward with him that calls not on me? Well, 'tis no matter. Honor pricks me on. But how if honor should prick me off when I come on? How then? An honor set to a leg? No. Or an arm? No. Or take away the grief of a wound? No. Honor hath no skill in surgery, then? No. What is honor, then? A word. What is that word? Honor. Air. A trim reckoning. Who hath it? He that died a Wednesday. Doth he feel it? No. Doth he hear it? No. Is it in
insensible than be yea to the dead, but will it not live with the living? No. Why? Detraction will not suffer it, therefore I'll none of it. Honor is a mere scutcheon. And so ends my catechism.
Oh, no, my nephew must not know, Sir Richard, the liberal kind offer of the king.
Twere best he did.
Then we are all undone. It is not possible, it cannot be. The king would keep his word in loving us. He will suspect us still and find a time to punish this offense in other faults. My nephew's trespass may well be forgotten at the excuse of youth, the heat of blood, a hair-brained outspur governed by a spleen. All his offenses live upon my head and his father's. We did train him on. We, the spring of all, shall pay for all. Therefore, good cousin, let not Hotspur know in any case the offer of the king.
Deliver what you will. I'll say 'tis so. Here comes your cousin.
Uncle, what news?
And there's no seeming mercy in the king.
Did you beg any? God forbid.
I told him gently of our grievances, of his oath-breaking, which he mended thus by now, for swearing that he is forsworn. He calls us rebels, traitors, and will scourge with haughty arms this hateful name in us.
Arm, gentlemen, to arms! For I have heard a brave defiance of King Edward's teeth, which cannot choose but bring prickly on.
The Prince of Wales did step forth before the king, and nephew challenged you to single fight.
Oh, the quarrel lay upon our heads, and that no man might draw short breath today, but I am Harry Monmouth. Tell me, how she was talking, seemed in contempt.
No, by my soul, I never in my life did hear a challenge urged more modestly.
Cousin, I think thou art enamored on his follies. Never did I hear of any prince so wild at liberty. Arm! Arm with speed!
Ah, thy crest tells me that thou art a king.
It tells me true!
All's done, all's won. Here, Breathless, lies the king.
Where?
Here.
This does no. I know his face full well. A gallant knight this was. His name was Blunt. Symbolically furnished like the king himself.
Ah, fool! A borrowed title has bought thou too dear. Why didst thou tell me that thou wert a king?
The king hath many marching in his coats.
Then by my sword, I will kill all his coats. I'll murder all his wardrobe piece by piece until I meet the king.
Though I could escape shot free in London, I fear the shot here. Here's no scoring but upon the pate. Oh, dead and more dead, tripping up my poor feet. Oh, soft, who are you? Sir Walter Blunt. There's honor for you. Here's no vanity. Oh, I'm as hot as molten lead, and as heavy too. Heaven, keep lead out of me. I need no more weight than mine own bowels. I have led my ragamuffins where they are peppered. There's not 3 of my 150 left alive, and they, for Townsend, to bed during life.
Another king may grow behind these heads. I am the guiltless, fatal to all those that read the colors of them. What art thou? That counterfeit person of a king?
The king himself!
I fear thou art another counterfeit, and yet in faith thou bearest thee like a king.
Oh, hold up thy head, vile Scot! Art like never to hold it up again. Harry, I prithee withdraw thyself. Thou bleedest too much. Lord John of Lancaster, go
son John, thou hast deceived. Before, I loved thee as a brother, John. Now, I do respect thee as my sword.
I saw him hold Lord Vernon at the point, with lustier maintenance than I did look for of such an ungrown warrior.
Ah, this boy lends merit to us all.
My lords.
Stay and breathe a while. Thou hast redeemed thy lost opinion, and show thou makest some tender of my life. In this fair rescue thou hast brought to me.
Oh, heaven. They did me too much injury that ever said I pardon here death.
Heavy.
Surely, my lord, how fares your grace?
My lord Westmoreland, take him to his bed.
If I mistake not, thou art Harry Monmouth.
Thou speakst as if I would deny my name.
My name is Harry Percy.
Why then, I see very valiant level of that name. I am the Prince of Wales, and think not, Percy, to share with me glory anymore. 2 stars keep not their motion in one sphere, nor can one England brook a double reign of Harry Percy and Prince of Wales.
Nor shall it, Harry, for the time has come to end the one of us. And would to heaven thy name and arms were now as great as mine.
I'll make it greater ere I part from thee, and all the budding honors on my crest I'll crop to make a garland for my head.
I can no longer brook thy vanities.
Well said,
You will find no boys play here, I can tell you. emboweled? If thou embowel me today, I'll give thee leave to powder and eat me too tomorrow. Splod, 'twas time to counterfeit. The better part of valor is discretion. In which better part I have saved my life. I am afraid of this gunpowder Percy, though he be dead. How if he should counterfeit too and rise? I'm afraid he would prove the better counterfeit. Therefore, I'll make him sure. Yea, and I'll swear I killed him. Why should he not rise as well as I? Nothing confutes me but eyes, and nobody sees me. Therefore, sirrah, the new wound in your thigh, come you along with me. Oh,
Come, brother John. Full praise hast thou touched thy maiden's soul.
Soft, who have we here?
I did. I saw him, breathless and bleeding on the ground. Art thou alive? Prithee speak. We shall not trust our eyes without our ears. Thou art not what thou seemst.
no, that's certain. I am no double man, but if I be not Jack Falstaff, I am a Jack. There is Percy. If your father shall do me any honor, so. If not, let him kill the next Percy himself. I look to be either Earl or Duke, I can assure you.
Why, Percy, I killed myself.
Didst thou? Lord, Lord, how the world is given to lying. I'll grant you, I was down and out of breath, but so was he, and we both rose in an instant and fought a long hour by Shrewsbury Clough. If I may be believed, so. If not, let them that will reward valor bear the sin upon their heads. I'll take to on my life, I gave him this wound of the thigh. If the man were alive and would deny it, I would make him eat a piece of my sword.
This is the strangest tale that ever I heard.
This is the strangest fellow, brother John. Come, bring thy luggage nobly on thy back. If a lie may do thee honor, I will gild it with the happiest terms I have. The trumpet sounds a treason. The day is ours. Come, brother. Let's to the highest of the field to see which friends are living and which are dead.
I'll follow, as they say, for reward. Heaven, reward him that rewards me. For if I grow great again, I'll grow less. For I'll purge and leave sack and live cleanly, as a nobleman should do. Ill-spirited Worcester, did we not send grace, pardon, and terms of love to all of you? 3 knights upon our party, slain today. A noble earl and many a creature else had been alive this hour. If in true honor thou hadst truly borne betwixt our parties true intelligence.
What I have done, my safety urged.
There was certain death, and vermin too. Other offenders we will pause upon. Thus ever did rebellion find rebuke.
And would that we were fully done clone.
Soldier, soldier, go away, go away. Soldier, soldier, go away. Soldier,
doctor to my water.
He said, sir, the water itself was a good, healthy water. But for the party that owed it, he may have more diseases than he knew for.
Men of all sorts take a pride to gird at me. I am not only witty in myself, but the cause that wit is in other men. If the prince put thee into my service for any other reason than to set me off, then I have no judgment. Thou whoreson mandrake, thou art fitter to be worn in my cap than thou art to wait at my heels. I was never man with an agate till now, but I'll set thee neither in gold nor silver, but in vile apparel, and send thee back to thy master, whose chin is not yet fledged. I will sooner have a beard grow in the palm of my hand, and he shall see one on his cheek. Yet he will stick to say that his face is a face royal. He may keep his own grace, but he is almost out of mine, I can assure him.
Sir, here comes the nobleman that dared the prince for striking him.
Wait close, I will not see him.
What's he that goes there?
Falstaff, and please your lordship.
He was in question for the robbery?
He, my lord, but he hath since done good service in Shrewsbury.
Call him back again.
Sir John Falstaff.
Boy, tell my deaf.
You must speak louder. My master is deaf.
I am sure he is to the hearing of anything good. Go plug him by the elbow. I must speak with him.
Sir John?
What? A young knave and beg? Is there not wars? Is there not employment?
You mistake me, sir.
Why did I call you an honest man? Oh, I had lied in my throat if I had said so.
I pray you, then give me leave to tell you, you lie in your throat if you say I am any other than an honest man.
Henceforth!
Sir, my lord would like to speak with you.
Sir John Falstaff, a word with you.
My good lord, give your lordship a good time of the day. I am glad to see your lordship abroad. I heard say your lordship was sick. I must humbly beseech your lordship to have a reverent care of your health. My good lord, what is the news of the rebellion?
My lord, Prince John leads the royal forces against Northumberland and the Archbishop, and you, Sir John, loiter here too long. But to the point, I sent for you before your expedition to Shrewsbury, for you are in question about a robbery.
If it please your lordship, I hear his majesty is returned with some discomfort from Wales.
I talk not of his majesty. You would not come when I sent for you.
And I hear, moreover, he's fallen into this same whoreson apoplex.
Well, heaven meant him. I pray, let me speak with you.
This apoplexy is, as I take it, a kind of lethargy, a sleeping of the blood, a whoreson tingling.
What? Tell you we have it, be it as it is.
It hath its original from much grief, or from study and perturbation of the brain. I have read the cause of his effects in Galen. It is a kind of deafness.
I think you are fallen into the disease, for you hear not what I say to you.
Very well, my lord, very well. Rather, and please you, it is the disease of not listening, the malady of not marking, that I am troubled with all.
To punish you by the heels would have been the attention of your ears. I care not find your physician. I sent for you when there were matters against you for your life to come speak with me. The truth is, Sir John, you live in great infamy.
He that buckles him in my belt cannot live in less.
Your means is very slender, and your waist great.
I would it were otherwise. I would my means greater and my waist slender.
You have misled the youthful prince.
The young prince hath misled me.
Your day's service at Shrewsbury hath a little gilded over your night's exploit on Gad's Hill. You may think the unquiet time for your quiet or posting that action.
My lord.
But since all is well, keep it so. Wake not a sleeping wolf.
Wake a wolf is as bad as smell of fox.
You are as a candle, the better part burnt out. You follow the young prince up and down like his evil angel. God send the prince a better companion.
God send a companion, a better prince. I cannot rid my hands of him. For the box of the ear that the prince gave you, he gave it like a rude prince, and you took it like a sensible lord. I object him for it, and he repents, but marry not in old linen and sackcloth, but in new silk and old sack.
Well, I hear the king hath severed you and Prince Harry. I hear you are going on the action against the Archbishop and the Earl of Northumberland.
Will your lordship lend me £1,000 to furnish me for?
Not a penny, not a penny. Fare you well.
Filled me with a three-man beetle. A man who can no more separate age and covetousness than he can part young limbs and lechery. Oh, boy,
Sir,
what money is in my purse?
7 groats and 2 pence.
I can get no remedy against this consumption of the purse. Borrowing only lingers and lingers it out, but the disease is incurable.
Alas, good daughter, my honor is at pawn, and but my going nothing can redeem it.
Oh, yet, for heaven's sake, go not to these wars. The time was, father, when you broke your word, when you were more endeared to it than now, when your own Percy, when my heart dear Harry, through many a northward look to see his father bring up his powers. But he did long in vain. Who then persuaded you to stay at home? There were 2 honors lost, yours and your son's. For yours, may heavenly glory brighten it. For his, would suck upon him as the sun in the great vault of heaven, and by his light did all the chivalry of England move to do brave acts. He was indeed the glass wherein the noble youth did dress themselves. He was the mark and glass, copy and book that fashioned others. And him, oh wondrous him, oh miracle of men, him did you leave, second to none, unseconded by you, to look upon the hideous god of war, in disadvantage to abide a field where nothing but the sound of Hotspur's name did seem defensible. So you left him. Never, oh never, do his ghost the wrong, to hold your honor more precise and nice with others than with him. Let them alone. The marshal and the archbishop are strong. Had my sweet Harry had but half their numbers, today might I, hanging on Hotspur's neck, have talked of Prince Henry's grave.
Be sure your heart, fair daughter, you do draw my spirit for me. But I must go and meet with danger there, or it will seek me in another place and find me worse provided.
I'll fly to Scotland. If they get ground and vantage of the king, then join you with them. But for all our loves, first let them try themselves. So did your son. He was so suffered. So came I, a widow.
Come, go in with me. 'Tis with my mind that the ties will love him to its height, that makes it still stand running neither way. Fain would I go to meet our friends still in arms, but many thousand reasons hold me back. I will resolve for Scotland. There am I until time and vantage crave my company.
Go call the Earl of Westmoreland to make good speed. How many thousand of my poorest subjects are at this hour asleep? Oh, sleep, oh, gentle sleep. Nature's soft nurse, how have I frightened thee that thou wilt no more weigh my eyelids down and steep my senses in forgetfulness? Wilt thou upon the high and giddy mass seal up the ship boy's eyes and rock his brain in cradle of rude, imperious surge with deafening clamor in the slippery clouds? Canst thou, O partial sleep, give thy repose to that wet sea boy in an hour so rude and in the calmest and most stillest night? Night to a king. Then happy low lie down. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown.
Trust me, I'm exceeding weary.
Is it come to that? I thought weariness durst not have a passion one of so high blood.
Any good morrow to your majesty?
Is it good morrow, my lord?
'Tis 1 o'clock and past.
Then good morrow to you, good cousin.
Does it not show wildly me to desire small beer?
Why a prince should not be so loosely studied as to remember so
Belike then, my appetite was not princely got, but indeed, these humble considerations make me out of love with my greatness.
Do you perceive the body of our figure? How foul it is, what rank diseases still grow, and with what danger lies near the heart of it.
It is but as a body, yet distempered, which to its former strength may be restored, with good advice and little medicine. The prince will, in the perfectness of time, cast off his frowers.
What a disgrace is it to me to remember thy name, or to know thy face tomorrow, or to take note of how many pair of silk stockings he has, busyless at these, and those that were thy peach-colored ones.
How ill it follows after you have labored so hard that you should talk so idly. Tell me, how many good young princes would do so their father's line is so sick of as it is?
Have you read over the letters that I sent you? They say the Archbishop in Northumberland are 50,000 strong.
Cannot be, my lord. Rumor doth double like the voice and echo the numbers of the feared. Upon my life, my lord, the powers that you have already sent forth shall bring this prize in very easily. My lord of Northumberland will soon be cool.
Oh, heaven! That one might read the book of fate and see the revolution of the times.
Shall I tell thee one thing, Poins?
Yes, and let it be an excellent good thing.
How chances, mocks, and changes fill the cup of alteration with diverse liquors. If this were seen, the happiest youth, viewing his progress through, what perils pass, what crosses to ensue, would shut the book, sit him down, and die.
Why, I tell thee, it is not meet I should be sad now that my father is sick. Albeit I can tell to thee, as to one, for fault of a better I call my friend. I could be sad, and sad indeed too.
Very hardly upon such a subject.
'Tis not 10 years gone since Richard and Northumberland, great friends, did feast together, and in 2 years after were they at wars. It is but 8 years since this Percy was the man nearest my soul, yea, for my sake, even to the eyes of Richard gave him defiance.
Thou thinkst me as far in the devil's book as thou, and Falstaff.
But you yourself were by, when Richard with eye brimful of tears did speak these words, now proved a prophecy. Northumberland, thou ladder, by the which my cousin Bolingbroke ascends my throne, though heaven knows I had no such intent. The time will come that foul, sin-gathering head shall break into corruption. So went on, foretelling this same time's condition.
I tell thee, my heart bleeds inwardly that my father is so sick, and keeping such vile company as thou art, hath in reason taken from me all ostentation of sorrow.
The reason?
There is a history in all men's lives, the which observed a man may prophesy with a near aim of the main chance of things.
What wouldst thou think of me if I should be?
I would think thee a most princely hypocrite.
It would be every man's thought. Thou art a blessed fellow to think as every man thinks.
King Richard might create a perfect guess that great Northumberland, then false to him, would of that seed grow to a greater falseness.
Every man would think me a hypocrite indeed. And what excites your most worshipful thoughts to think so?
Why, because you have been so lewd, and so much engrafted to Falstaff.
And to thee.
Nay, I am well spoken of. I can hear it with mine own ears.
Please it your grace to go to bed.
Let the end try the man.
Your Majesty hath been this fortnight ill, and these unseasoned hours perforce must add unto your sickness.
The worst that they can say of me is that I am a second brother and that I am a proper fellow of my hands. And those two things I confess I cannot tell.
You take your counsel. Ah, lords, may heaven give successful end to this debate which bleedeth at our doors. Only we want a little personal strength and pause us till these rebels still afoot come underneath the yoke of government.
Both of which we doubt not, but your majesty shall soon enjoy.
Humphrey, my son of Buster, where is the prince, thy brother?
I think he's gone to hunt, my lord, at Windsor.
And how accompanied?
I do not know, my lord.
Is not his brother Thomas of Clarence with him?
No, my good lord, he is in presence here.
What but my lord and father?
Nothing but well to thee, Thomas of Clarence. How chanced thou art not with the prince thy brother? Why art thou not at Windsor with him, Thomas?
He is not there today. He dines in London.
And how accompanied canst thou tell that?
With coins and his other continual followers.
Most subject is the fattest soil to weeds, and he, the noble image of my youth, is overspread with them. Therefore my grief stretches itself beyond the hour of death. The blood weeps from my heart when I do shape in forms imaginary the unguided days and rotten times you shall look upon when I am sleeping with the ancestors. For when his headstrong riot hath no curb, but rage and hot blood are his counselors. Oh, with what winds shall his appetite fly!
My gracious lord, to look beyond him quiet. The prince but studies his companions like a strange tongue, so as to gain the language.
Who's it? Young Prince John, back so soon, what news?
Health to my sovereign lord.
And new happiness added to that am I now to deliver. There is not now a rebel sword unsheathed, and peace puts forth her olive everywhere. The manner how this action hath been borne, I shall report at your highness's pleasure. But know for now, Percy is fled to Scotland, and his allies are dispersed or put to the sword.
Good son John, thou art a summer bird, which ever in the heart of winter sings, the lifting up of day. Wherefore should these good news make me sick? Fortune never comes with both hands full. She either gives a stomach and no food, or else a feast and takes away the stomach. I should rejoice now with this happy news, and now my sight fails and my brain is giddy.
Comfort your majesty.
Stand from him, give him your heel straight, be well.
No, he cannot long hold out.
An epilepsy will certainly be his end.
Speak lower, princes, for the king recovers.
Let there be no noise made to my gentle friends. Unless some dull and favorable hand will whisper music to my weary spirit.
And call for the music in the other room.
And set me the crown on my pillow here.
How does the king?
Exceeding ill.
Heard you good news yet?
Not so much noise, my lords. Sweet prince, speak low. The king your father is disposed to sleep.
Let us withdraw into the other room.
No. I will sit here and watch by the king. Why did the crown lie there, upon his pillow, being so troublesome a bedfellow? Oh, polished perturbation, golden care, oh, majesty! When thou dost pinch thy bearer, thou dost sit like a rich armor, worn in the heat of day and stalked with safety. My gracious liege, my father, the sleep is sound indeed. This is a sleep that from this golden ripple hath divorced so many English kings. Thy due from me is tears and heavy sorrows of the blood that love, nature, and filial tenderness shall, O dear Father, pay thee plenteously. My due from me is this imperial crown which doth derive itself to me. Lo, here it sits, and put the world's whole strength into one giant arm, and shall not force this lineal honor from me. This from thee will I to so mine leave, as 'tis left to me.
So, John, Gloucester, Clarence,
Doth the king call? What would your majesty? How fares your grace?
why did you leave me alone here, Woodlands?
We left the prince, my brother here, my liege, who undertook to sit and watch by you.
Prince of Wales, where is he? Let me see him.
This door is open. He's on this way.
He came up through the chamber where we stayed.
Where is the crown? Who took it from my pillow?
When we withdrew, my liege, we left it here.
The prince hath ta'en his hands. Go seek him out. Is he so hasty that he doth suppose my sleep, my death? Find him, my good cousin. Lo, where he comes. Come hither, Harry. Depart from the chamber. Leave us here alone.
I never thought to hear you speak again.
Thy wish was father, Henry, to that thought. I stay too long by thee, I weary thee. Dost thou so hunger for my empty chair, that thou wilt needs invest thee with mine honors, before thy hour be ripe? O foolish youth! Thou seek'st the greatness that will overwhelm thee. Thou hast stolen that which, after some few hours, were thine without offense. What? Canst thou not forbear me half an hour? Then get thee gone, and dig my grave thyself, and bid the merry bells ring to thy ear, that thou art crowned, not that I am dead. Pluck down my officers, break my decrees. Now the time has come to mark at form. Henry V is crowned. Up vanity, down royal state. Oh, you sage counselors, hence, and to the English court assemble now from every region, apes of idleness. Go, my poor kingdom. Sick with civil blows, would that my care could not withhold thy riots. What wilt thou do now that riot is thy care?
Pardon me, my liege. There is your crown. When I here came in, and found no course of breath within your majesty, how cold it struck my heart. Coming to look on you, thinking you dead, I spake unto the crown as having sense, and thus upbraided it. The care on thee depending have fed upon the body of my father. Therefore thou best of gold art worst of gold. Accusing it, I put it on my head, to try with it as with an enemy that had before my face murdered my father. But if it did infect my blood with joy, or swell my thoughts to any strain of pride, let heaven forever keep it from my head.
Oh, my son! Heaven put it in thy mind to take it hence, that thou mightst join the more thy father's love, pleading so wisely in excuse of it. Come here, Harry. Sit down by my side, and hear, I think, the very latest counsel that ever I shall breathe. Heaven knows, my son, by what bypaths and indirect crooked ways I met with this crown, and I myself know well how troublesome it sat upon my head. To thee it shall descend with better quiet, better opinion, better confirmation, for all the soil of achievement goes with me into the earth. Of more would I, but my lungs are wasted so that strength of speech is utterly denied to me. How I came by the crown, O heaven, forgive. And grant it may with thee in true peace live.
My gracious liege, you won it, wore it, kept it, gave it me, so plain and right must my possession be.
Thou bringst me happiness and peace. What health the land with youthful wings is flown.
about the king?
Exceeding well. His cares are now all ended.
I hope not dead. I would his majesty had called me with him. The service that I truly did his life hath left me open to all injuries.
Indeed. For that you with justice once committed the wild and roistering prince to a prison cell, I think that you king now will love you not.
Alas, I fear we'll all be overturned.
Good morrow, cousin Westmoreland. Good morrow.
Oh, good my lord, you have lost a friend indeed.
Though no man be assured what grace to find, you stand in coldest expectation. I am the sorrier, would 'twere otherwise.
Well, you must now speak, Sir John Falstaff Fair.
Sweet princes, what I did in honor. If troth and upright innocency fail me, I'll to the king, my master that is dead, and tell him who hath sent me after him.
Here comes the prince.
Good morrow, and heaven save your majesty.
Brothers, you mix your sadness with some fear. This is the English, not an assassin's court, and I Harry, not some jealous tyrant. Pray entertain no more of it, brothers. Weep our father's death, and so will I.
We hope no other from your majesty.
You all look strangely at me. You are, I think, assured I love you not.
I am assured, if I be measured rightly, your majesty hath no just cause to hate me.
No. How might a prince of my great hopes forget so great indignities as you laid upon me? What? Rate, rebuke, and roughly sends to prison the immediate heir of England. Was this easy? May this be washed and leaky and forgotten.
I then did use the person of your father, the image of his power laid then in me and in the administration of his law. Was I was busy for the commonwealth, your highness pleased to forget my place, and struck me in my very seat of judgment, whereon as an offender to your father I did commit you. If the deed were ill, be you contented, wearing now the garland, to have a son set your decrees at naught, to trip the course of law and blunt the sword that guards the peace and safety of your person? Question your royal thoughts, make the case yours, and, as you are a king, speak in your state what I have done that misbecame my place.
You're right, Justice, and you weigh this well. And I do wish your honors may increase till you do live to see a son of mine offend you and obey you as I did. So shall I live to speak my father's words. Happy am I that a man so bold that dare do justice on my proper son. You did commit me, for which I do commit into your hand the unstained office you have used to bear, with this remembrance, that you use the same with the like bold, just, and impartial spirit as you have done against me. You shall be as a father to my youth. And princes all believe me, I beseech you. My father has gone wild into his grave, for in his tomb lie my wild appetites, and with his spirits, sadly, I survive, to mock the expectations of the world. No prince nor peer shall have just cause to say, heaven shorten Harry's happy life one day.
Stand here by me, masters. I will make the king do you grace. I will rear him as he comes by hand. You must mark the countenance that he will give me. Oh, that I had time to make new liveries, but that is no matter. This poor show doth better. This doth infer the zeal I had to see him. It doth so. It shows my earnestness in affection.
It doth so.
My devotion.
It doth.
As it were, to ride day and night, to stand stained with travel, sweating with desire to see him, thinking of nothing else, putting all affairs in oblivion as if there were nothing else to be done but to see him. Say my grace, oh, King Hal, my royal Hal!
The heavens be guard and keep the throne in
Save
the
thee, my sweet boy!
My Lord Chief Justice, speak to that vain man.
Have you your wits? No, your wits you speak.
My king, my Jove, I speak to thee, my heart.
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. How ill white hairs become a fool and jester. I have long dreamed of such a kind of man, so surfeit-swelled, so old, and so profane, but being awake, I do despise my dream. How? Reply not to me with some fool-born jest. Presume not I am the thing I was, for heaven doth know, so shall the world perceive. I have turned away my former self. So I those that kept me company. When thou dost hear, I am as I have been. Thou can be as thou wast, the tutor and the feeder of my brides. Till then, I banish thee on pain of death not to come within 10 miles of our person. For competence of life, we will allow you that lack of means enforce you not to evil. And as we hear you do, reform yourself, we shall, according to your strength and qualities, give you advancement. Be at your charge, my lord, to see performed the tenor of our word. Set up.
Do not you agree with this? I will be sent for in private to him. He must seem thus to the world. Fear not your advancement. I will be the man yet that shall make you great.
I cannot well perceive how, unless you should give me your doublet and stuff me out with straw.
I will be as good as my word. This that you saw was but a color.
Color, ethereal guidance, your child.
Fear no colors. Go with me to dinner. Come, Bardolph, come, Pito. I will be sent for soon, at night. But we have heard the chimes at midnight, my bonny prince.